In this exercise, we are going to start with this sketch, and in the end, we will end up with this illustration. Create new. This time I'm back to the old settings. You can find the old settings somewhere here. So 3508 pixels for the width and 2480 pixels for the height, and create, file, place exercise 13, click, check template, and place. I'm gonna start with drawing the mountains. I select the pen tool. I'm gonna set the fill to none, stroke 5 points. I'm gonna start from here, click, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and I'm gonna click and drag like this. Now I'm gonna close the path. This part doesn't matter because it will be hidden with the other parts. I move to the next mountain, click here, click and drag like this, 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 and click and drag like this. Now I can go ahead and close the path. Selection tool, gonna select this part. I'm gonna set the stroke to none, and the color, I'm gonna choose this shade of brown. No, for the fill, I'm gonna choose this shade of brown. I choose this path. I'm gonna set the stroke to none, and fill, I'm gonna set to this shade of brown, a slightly darker shade of brown. I'm gonna select both mountains, object, height selection, rectangle tool. I'm gonna build a rectangle like this. The color is gonna be a dark green. Object, height selection, back to the pen tool. I'm gonna swap fill and stroke. Start from here, click and drag like this, click like this, click, click and drag like this, and click, click. I'm gonna close the path like this, and now I'm gonna click here, swap fill and stroke, and I'm gonna change the color from this shade of green to this shade of green, a slightly lighter shade. Object, height selection. This time I'm gonna choose this shade of blue, and I'm gonna draw the lake. Click, click straight line, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. I'm gonna press Alt. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna click and drag right here like this. I can press Control and I can modify this part if I want to afterwards. It's always possible. Now I'm gonna go to object and click on show all. I bring back all the elements I drew. I'm gonna draw the sky, a rectangle like this, and I'm gonna make it gradient. So I click on the gradient tool and I'm gonna click on linear gradient like this. I'm gonna draw a vertical line like this, and I'm gonna change this color from black to light blue like this. Selection tool, right click, arrange and send to back. Now if I want to, I can change the size of the rectangle and I get different results. I'm gonna keep it here like this. I want to be able to see the gradient of the sky going from blue to white. I'm gonna keep it right here. Now I'm gonna select everything and I was gonna hide it, but I'm gonna hide the entire layer and create new layer. In this layer I'm gonna draw the text. So I need to add a text right here on the lake and a text on the mountain that looks like this. How am I going to do that? I'm gonna need the pen tool. Gonna set this to none. Gonna set this to black. Gonna choose 5 points to make it visible, and I'm gonna start here. One click. Click and drag, and one click here. Press escape. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click here, type tool, click and maintain, and inside I can find type on a path tool right here. I select this tool, and using this tool I put it on the path I just drew using the pen, and I make one click, and now I can write on the path I drew. I'm gonna choose Arial as a font, font style regular. I'm not gonna change anything, and size, let's try 120. Let's try 100, and I'm gonna click 3 times, select everything, and I'm gonna write let's go to the lake next Sunday. Click 3 times and select everything. I'm gonna increase this up to 130. I think this looks good, and I'm gonna change the color from black to white. Now when I bring back the other layer, you look, now we have a text on the lake just like this. And if I choose the direct selection tool, I can click on the path, I can click on the point, and I can move it if I want to. And of course the text moves along. I can move the handle like this or like this, and the text will always follow the path. I'm gonna keep it like this. And now I'm gonna draw the other text. I'm gonna hide layer 1, select layer 3, select the pen tool, gonna set this to 5 points. Gonna start from here, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and click escape. Same tool, type on a path. I place the cursor right here and click. Now I'm gonna write, let's go to the mountains next Sunday. The word Sunday disappeared. I'm gonna select the direct selection tool and try to make this a little bit longer, like this, and the problem is solved. I can now see the word Sunday. Gonna select all the text. I'm gonna set this to white and bring back layer 1. And now we get this result. Direct selection tool. If I need to make an adjustment, I can move the path if I want to. But I think this looks fine. I'm gonna change the stroke color from black to none here. And now I'm gonna hide layer 1 and layer 3. I'm gonna add another layer, and I'm gonna draw this small tree right here. Gonna start with the rectangle tool. Draw a small rectangle like this. I'm gonna set the color to a very dark brown. I'm gonna choose the pen tool and gonna start from here and draw the tree like this. And I'm gonna set the color to this shade of green, dark green. I'm gonna double click on the color, click on B here, and I'm gonna choose a darker shade of green. Click OK. Direct selection tool. I'm gonna move a few points like this, make them match the sketch. I think this looks fine. Gonna zoom some more. I think this looks fine. I'm gonna bring back these layers, and now I'm gonna select the tree like this, right click, group. The two parts are grouped now, and now select the tree, go to effect, distort and transform, and then click on transform. I get this window right here. Move horizontal. I'm gonna set this to 160 like this, 160. And I'm gonna place the cursor right here, and with the up arrow I'm gonna increase the number of copies, and look what's happening in the screen. I'm creating a lot of copies of the same tree. I'm gonna stop at 21 and click OK. Now the whole ground is filled with trees. I'm gonna click away. If I go to view, and click here on outline. You see the only real tree is this tree, and all the rest of the trees are just an illusion, just an effect. View, GPU preview to go back. I can click here, and if I move the tree, all the others move along like this. If I modify the size, all the others are affected also. If I go to object and click on expand appearance, now the trees are no longer an illusion. And if I go view outline, I click on outline, now you see all the trees are real. View GPU preview, click and group, and I can now even move the trees if I want to, like this. Each tree is on its own. The exercise now is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.